Hello, hello, hello. It's Friday. Woo! This just, ooh, hot news, hot news, hot news, hot news. Hot news, this just came out. To be clear, I've been working with Prince from the past and continues to support is already in contact with us. And do the code beyond Bambu Connect. Your security is our top priority. Yeah, I don't trust anymore. I'm sorry. Official stance on Bambu, I don't trust them. I will never recommend their printers again. Moving on. How's everyone doing today? Yeah, nope, you've burnt the bridge. You've shown you will make snap decisions without properly informing the community. You will change behaviors of a purchased tool. And you're still, by the way, allowing people to upload copywritten, trademarked, and license violating models to your MakerWorld websites and not honoring user or the takedown requests of the original creators. You're bad business. I will never support you or endorse your printers again, Bambu, unless you do some massive, drastic changes, which I do not hold out any hope of. You're done. You burnt the bridge. You are now Epson and HP and Apple when it comes to that kind of stuff. You've burnt the bridge. Oh, and by the way, the new printer is a bed flinger. At least that's what I believe based on people digging in your print farm software. It's a bed flinger. Where is it? Because I have people in my Discord who are smart. Open in browser. So according to your print farm software, we currently have the P1P, P1S, X1E, X1 Carbon, X1, A1 Mini, and A1, which are A1 Mini is the N1, N2S is the A1 itself, N1's A1 Mini. N2 is not having a proper name yet. It is still undisclosed, and you have the N2D. And based off of some other stuff here, let me pull it up here. Based off firmware settings, we are also looking at it not being a Core XY. How's everyone doing today? It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Let's build a printer. I've been working on the Fallout stuff. So, gotta clean up a bit. And then also, my sensor broke. My little, where is it? Where did I even put it? I don't even know where I put it. The little ADXL probe that I use on printers broke. I haven't used it in a while because every printer I've built over the last little bit has a tool head board in it. I haven't used it in a while because all the printers I have ADXLs built in because they have tool head boards. So I had to dig it out though for the VZBot because we just got the VZBot back online and I have to do input shaping on it. And yeah, it doesn't work. I don't know what happened. It's been sitting in a drawer for a while. But yeah, it just won't read. I can update the firmware on it. I've tried multiple different USB cables, but it won't talk to the actual printer for input shaping. So I think the actual accelerometer chip on it is kaput. So I had to buy a new tool and should be in this weekend, I'm hoping. So we'll see. Hydrolox, Bambu, A1P and A1D dual extruder. Yep, I'm calling it now. Prediction, based off, what their own software says. The new printer will be a bed flinger with a dual nozzle. So you have the A1, which is A1 Mini, which is the N1. And then you have the A1 full size or standard size, which is the N2S. I don't know what N stands for. It's an internal name. But then you have N2D and N2. So N2 dual and then N2, so Mini 2. And it says the firmware supports LiDAR, so maybe just some upgrades. Feels underwhelming. I kind of expected that. But then again, this is just stipulation based off what their code says, so who knows. People way smarter than me are already digging into it and found some fun stuff. But yeah, going back to Bambu, if I bought tools to outfit my workshop, and one day they said, hey, all new firmware will only work with our batteries, or batteries that we choose to work with, I wouldn't be buying those tools anymore. They've shown already, they've just shown their hand that they are willing to modify the firmware and the operating parameters of a tool after you purchase it. And if you're okay with that, fine by you. But I would not invest in an ecosystem, especially if I was doing like a print farm or something like that, where I'm now wholly dependent on the manufacturer and their whims and what's going to be allowed. Also, they have their own print farm software coming out, and the code for that has pricing and different tiers in it as well. So, yeah. Could somebody pick up the phone? Because I think I called it. Sad. Because honestly, I was starting to come around on them. I was starting to come around on them because they do make a good printer, but damn, their business practices I don't like. Well, they said they're working with Orca all of a sudden, but it's like now they're talking with them after this. You don't put out the press release saying, hey, we're changing everything, and then the day later put out the correction with all the proper information. Maybe you should wake your PR people up and learn how to do things properly, where you put out this is why we're doing this and we are in touch with people and blah, 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 instead of, you know, doing that. You got to figure out your order of operations. Maybe you wouldn't have such bad PR if you didn't put out knee-jerk reaction responses to stuff that people don't know all the information about. We're building printers today. That's enough about Bambu. I'm sick of tired of talking about Bambu. There's nothing worth talking about with them. Because, by the way, first one to leave a comment that I'm a Bambu hater and a Prusa shill and whatnot. I'm just wearing the Prusa shirt because it's cold in here. First one to leave a comment on the video, I'll pin it, and then the rest of y'all can just like it because it's getting annoying. Okay. Any good alternative for Bondo for covering layer lines? You can use wood fill. Wood glue, I think, is another thing people use. Lower layer heights. Less layer lines to deal with if you use adaptive layer heights. That's another thing you can do. There's quite a few things you can do. Actually, I do want to read their press release. I do actually want to read it. As part of our community, authorizing an induction. Yeah, with tokens. By the way, the key's already been hacked. With change mitigating any risk to remote hacks of printers. Everyone I talk to that knows stuff about, I am not a software guy at all. At all. I do not claim to be. But I know people who are. And everyone I know that has looked into the Bambu like network stack has told me it's a mess. So yeah. So you need the new firmware to talk to Bambu Studio. So even if you don't update at a certain point, you might not be able to talk with Bambu Studio anymore with newer versions of the Bambu Studio. So you got to bind and unbind. Yeah, this is all about, I guarantee you they're going to be adding paid software down the line. Paid management software. There's going to be a tier of paid management software. Setting status information. So if you want to, like, literally, if you want to watch your printer, you have to use their software or their approved software. So now we've added another step where to develop software for a Bambu printer, you have to get Bambu's blessing. That I don't like. It's a tool. It's a 3D printer. There's a lot of other 3D printers on the market that don't require it, so why does yours? And they're hiding it under security, so if you don't, you know, as we've seen, their network stack isn't great. So now either you update and you got to follow the new rules, or you don't update and you're stuck with out-of-date security, leaving a hole in your network. Like, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. And now they've shown they have the process in place to remove features of your printer. I'm sorry, I don't like people fucking with my tools. Especially after I bought it. When you know it going into it, I'm okay with that. When you understand the risks and associated things going into it, I'm okay with that. But it's when you change stuff after I've thrown my money at it. You need to jailbreak. You're not going to be able to, for one reason, like even, well, technically you can jailbreak the X1 with the X1 Plus, but that runs on the SoC, not the printer at all itself. So yeah, yeah, network API based on open source. Studio will no longer be able to utilize Studio Network plugin for API for these Bambu Connect. By the way, Bambu Connect, really? You had to copy Prusa again. You had to copy Prusa Connect's name. You couldn't come up with your own name again. Like, it's bad enough when your original slicer that you sent me when you sent me the review in it was filled with Bambu research wording because you Controlled F and replaced Prusa with Bambu because you copied Prusa slicer. I mean, sorry, you forked it. You followed the open source rules, sure. But now you're coming out with your management software and it's Bambu Connect. You couldn't make up your own name? Like, what the heck? Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this. Older firmware, and then you got it like, you have to, I don't like this. This is setting up more stuff. I don't like this. This is building a wall around the garden. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like the changes they're doing. They're claiming it's all for security. Cool. Put in the security changes and let me turn off the networking shit. Like, you already get neutered features if you don't want to use their software. So yeah. I was going to do a video on it. I was going to do a nice little sit-down video and talk about it this morning, about my thoughts on it. And then I realized something as an epiphany. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I'm having fun building printers, and I'm having a lot of fun right now making stuff with my printers. I really don't care about a brand anymore like that. I'm done with all that. I just don't care anymore about it. If people want to keep buying their machines, sure. But like, okay, cool. I don't care. So how's everyone doing today? It's Friday. It's Friday. There's snow everywhere. I've had to shovel my driveway this week for the first time this year. I had to dig out my shovel. I couldn't find my shovel. I've moved so much stuff on the other side here. I'm like, okay, I got to shovel my driveway. And then I couldn't find my shovel. I had to go digging for my shovel. I'm like, where is my shovel? It was under a shelf. Somehow my shovel ended up under a shelf. I don't know how. I don't know why. Good prepping for my printed parts. No snow here. It's actually not too bad. In the garage right now, it's 17 Celsius. So it's actually not too bad in the garage today. Up on the shelf. There we go. Ooh, springs. Why do I have springs here? And magnets. Spring. How hard is to clipperize a Bambu? You can't clipperize a Bambu. The MCUs, so for those that don't know how Klipper works, you have a Raspberry Pi or equivalent system on a chip doing all the thinky think stuff, and then it communicates with the MCU on the controller boards. Bambu uses Spintrol MCUs, same thing as DJI, and those are not Klipper compatible. They are a completely different family of chip. They are not compatible. So somebody would have to make Klipper compatible with Spintrol MCUs, which would be asking a lot because I don't know if the libraries for Spintrol MCUs are public. And also, as far as I'm aware, the only thing you would get out of doing all that work is being able to put Klipper on a Bambu machine, which hardware-wise, there's really nothing special about them. Like the thing that makes a Bambu is the fact that it just works. But hardware-wise, it's an enclosed Core XY. It's doing what my Voron did in 2017, or 2018, sorry. It's just an enclosed Core XY hardware-wise. You're better off building your own printer or buying an already Klipper machine. It's a Trident. Yeah, it's a Trident. I mean, they straight up admitted they took a ton of inspiration from Voron. Remember at the part where they said they wouldn't be evil? Yeah, build a Trident. You want a printer you have control over that runs Klipper, build a Trident. Or buy like a FlashForge Adventurer 5M base model. Those things are dirt cheap. You can put a garbage bag on it to print ABS, and they're great. I now know 2 people that have actually gotten rid of a bamboo print farm and replaced them with, when they expanded their print farm, they had a bunch of bamboos. And then when they wanted to expand their print farm, they got rid of the bamboos and they just bought a crap load of Adventurers. FlashForge Adventurer 5Ms. They're cheaper per unit and they have a much better ROI because the per unit costs are less, so you can buy more machines to get more throughput. And you can actually do maintenance on them easier, which as a print farm is something you have to worry about. Maintenance on 50 machines. So, thanks for remaining in the community. Cheers, Andy, $20. Cheers and appreciate it. So yeah, I was checking through their subreddit and whatnot, and a lot of the community is not happy with this because now it sets a precedent. It's a precedent now that they are willing to go in and change features and remove capabilities of the printer. And if I was going to buy 50 machines for a print farm or invest in an ecosystem, and I knew that the people who control the ecosystem could literally just at any moment remove a feature I may depend on, like people running print farm software, or people who bought the Panda Touch. Everyone who bought a Big Tree Tech Panda Touch, that thing's bricked, basically. Like, you can't use it for the reason you bought it. Like, I would not be investing in an ecosystem like that, but that's me. You're free to do with whatever you want with your money. That's the best part of this thing. You can do whatever you want. They're always willing to do it. I remember speaking to somebody who got into one of their early versions of firmware back when the machine was like new, and they were telling me how much code was related to RFID and spool control and how much of it was commented out. So that means they had the code in place to limit the machine to just using approved firmware or approved filament, and then they changed it at the last minute, probably because of community feedback or backlash. So for the YOLO fun, Andrew Rogers, cheers. That is the nice thing of not being dependent on a printer company, affiliate link sales or whatnot, or sponsorships for the channel, because I rely on creators such as Andrew and the rest of you here. If you're here, if you want to support the channel, just like the smash button. That's all you got to do. But if you're really cool, you give memberships to others. I don't have to self-censor my thoughts and opinions, because I know people who affiliate link sales and sponsorships are a big part of their income, and I'm not going to fuck with them. I'm not going to mess with them. That's you don't mess with people's livelihoods. But it frees me up to say what I want to say. I just want to make plastic boat, leave my tools alone. I write software. Could also be a test for more restricted set to known working tags and add code with. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. I mean, they're following the DJI playbook. Come out with something that's actually a good product at a reasonable price. And as more and more people get locked in your ecosystem, you start removing features and not increasing the costs. It's not a new strategy. Tons of companies do this. It's not a new thing. So anyways, I think that's about that. I really, it's not fun to talk about because it's actually getting kind of sad, in my opinion. Like legit, I think it's starting to get sad. So let's just build a printer. And shitification, yep, and shitification. Get bamboo printers on Klipper. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I spoke about it earlier. They're not compatible at all. They've got their own hardware that's not compatible. I'm trying to find, that's not, those are the screws. Electronics. So that's under the hood stuff. I'm trying to remember where I put the cable because I need it. Soldier X1. May I ask why you sold it? I'm looking at their subreddit. I was checking their subreddit today. A lot of people are not happy with this change. A lot of people are not happy with it. Because it's not the change itself, it's the precedent it sets. There it is. I was wondering where I put it. Aha. Replacing the gantry when the carbon fiber wears out. Do they still I thought they retired the X1C, or was it the X1 they retired? I can't remember which one it was. The X1 still comes with the carbon fiber rods, right? I have a Mark 3S. Yeah, I mean, hey, if somebody wants to trade you a P1S for a Mark III, take it. Like, let's be honest here. I am a realist. At a certain point, I do become a realist. Change to a friend of mine with an X1 met, it won't affect me. Oh yeah, tons of people don't care. That's the thing. Majority of people won't care, but our community cares. Our community cares. And that's the thing. As the influencers, people see our opinions and hopefully take away something from it. Like, because most people don't care. Most people don't care. People who bought an X1 just to print knickknacks for their kids, or an A1 to print stuff for their kids, this doesn't affect them. But it sets a precedent that I don't like existing in our industry. 3D printing was built on open source. And even Bambu has fully admit a lot of their printer is based on other people's work. They've straight up, their patents include pictures of Vorons. Like, they've built their empire among open source, and now they've pulled they're pulling the ladder up behind them. Like, I just don't want to see a world in 10 years where your only real choice of a 3D printer is a Bambu with a lockdown ecosystem with RFID filament. That's $40 a spool. And oh, you want to monitor your printer remotely? That's a $10 a month subscription. That's what I don't want to see. You give them an inch, they take a mile. Be happy. No, don't even bring, like, Josh, like, not even regional politics. If they were any company, I don't care where they're from. If any company was doing this stuff, if Prusa was doing this stuff, I'd be roasting them too. Right? If Prusa was doing this, I'd be roasting them too. But anyways, let's build a printer. Let's build a printer. Okay, so where we left off, we got the tool head built last week, and then I had to change some stuff because of, we had to change some stuff due to the fact that we're using CAN bus on this guy. I can always see the future with paper printer. Yeah. HP, Epson, and what's the other ink company? HP, Epson, not Brother, we like Brother, are like, welcome to the family, Bambu. On the plus side, they can enforce potential saying about New York 3D printers with pew pew. Yeah, that's one thing that already surprised me, how the 3D pew pew people were all into Bambus, and I'm like, I thought you guys were like all about not having like other people controlling your stuff. Trogdor gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. Okay, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of finagling here, because I do believe I want to use the drag chains. Okay. I like, especially on a V2, I prefer using the drag chains for running the CAN bus, simply for the fact that aesthetically, I'll be honest, I like the looks of it. And also with it being a V2, it's a lot harder to keep it from drooping into the print volume and getting pinched. So I like using the drag chains. And as for the cable surviving in the drag chains, the guy who developed the toolhead, the original like toolhead board that used this stuff on the Voron team, he runs his, and it's been like 2 years and they haven't had issues. So they need white drag chains. Do they make white drag chains? That would be cool. Like, the problem is we already have black. Like, we have a black fan, the Nomi's black, the screws are black. Like, we already have black on the printer, so it's not like it's completely out there. Also, I'm gonna have to figure out how to make this work, because this is a different setup than I'm used to. Okay, we're gonna have to cut that. Snip a snip. That one flying. Nothing a little paint can't fix. Speaking of paint, I'm done with the las pistol. the AEP7 Fallout 3/New Vegas las pistol. This is done now. And pew pew, pew pew, pew pew. And if you didn't see, this is how you change the batteries. With a fuel cell. So, for the Open Sauce 2025 fund, SEK 69. Nice. Cheers, Joe. Jobo. Cheers, Jobo. Speaking of, talk about timing. Anyone here who's Canadian ever get a Chinese visa? How do you go about getting that? I have the paper from the inviting company, but I need to actually get the visa itself. I know I can go to the embassy to do it, but I don't want to drive 4 hours to Toronto, then 4 hours back, and then later go drive back up to get it. So if anyone in Canada has used a visa service or something to get a visitation visa for China in Canada, how'd you do it? Please let me know. Cosmodoc, thank you for becoming a member. Cheers and appreciate it. By the way, I don't think I did my actual intro because I saw the update thing like just before I jumped into this. Every stream, we give away a spool of Polymaker filament. Link in the video description. So enter for that. And I do want to give a huge shout out to GLOOP. If you don't know what this is, we are building a Voron V2 for GLOOP, 3D GLOOP. They make adhesives for gluing your printed parts together. They make various different flavors. You got ABS here, they've got PETG, they got PLA. When I say flavors, don't eat this stuff. It's horribly toxic. Wear gloves, masks in a well-ventilated area when you use it. But damn, does it make plastic stick together good. So if you want to buy some for yourself, link in the video description, use code Canuck, save 15% on your order today. And also, if you're thirsty, and don't drink the GLOOP, but drink some gamer subs. Use code Canuck, save 10% on your order. China visa application. If you got a link or something, DM me, please. You can apply. You can apply online. Okay, that's good. Because here's the thing. I found a site, but the problem is I don't know if it's legit. That's the problem. I've never had to get a visa in my life, let alone a Chinese visa. So I don't know like how to do it. And everyone I know who got one is American, and the process is different for Americans apparently. So I reached out to some of my contacts at Linus Media Group. And I'm like, you guys probably have done this. How did you do this? But I think they're still asleep because they're on the West Coast. So no, they're not. It doesn't work that way. And honestly, if they do, like, they're not. It doesn't work that way. I don't really think they care about petty squabbles with a 3D printing company. Talked about, yeah, but see, the problem is Modbot's American. Everyone that, I know Modbot just went, but he's American. The rules are different for Canada and US. I mean, if all the tech reviewers can get them, I'm pretty sure I'm okay. I am not concerned. And again, when you're in somebody's house, you follow their rules. Trying to find little button heads or flat. Ah, here we go, flat heads. You had a horrible visa experience? Ooh, that sucks. Shouldn't it be easier? It's a different process. I know the other people that are going that are American are just using a visa service to do it all for them. They just like give them the paperwork and they handle it. But in Canada, I don't know exactly the process. I've got a bit, so. 3D GLOOP is on the back order and I need it for a school. I unfortunately don't have any way of speeding it up, unfortunately. Visa services suck a lot. That's the thing, you gotta find a good one, because if you find a bad one, they just kind of take your money and then you're done. There we go. Kevin from Kevin at Crealities Canada. You might have some advice. Maybe. I'll take a look. Overcharge. Well, I mean, like, this is a sponsored trip, so I'm sure I'd get reimbursed, but which is funny because I'd be flying out of Detroit for this too. Be American in 4 days. Yeah, that ain't happening. I don't know why. It, like, for those that don't know, the incoming Cheeto in chief is like, we're gonna annex Canada, and I'm like, you're going to add a state that would have a voting size of California, along with the seats count of California, that would vote Democratic every time. Like, yes, Canada's next election, we're voting in a conservative government. We know that, but that's how Canadian politics work. We vote in a party they control for 10 years, and we get pissed off with them, and we vote in the other party, and they run for 10 years. We flip-flop back and forth. But, like, our conservative party is pretty much, for the most part, except for some other, like, outlying stuff, is more equivalent to the American Democratic Party than the Republican Party. So you'd basically it'd be like why they don't want Puerto Rico to be a state, because they would lose elections all the time. But anyways, also, Wolverines exist in Canada too. Don't trust canned food offered by Canadians. Oh, we wouldn't do that. Would you like a box of Timbits? Who wants some Timbits? Anyone want some Timbits? What about going to China? One of the companies I've worked with over the years wants to bring me out. Go visit, actually the cool part would be I'd be there for TCT Asia in Shanghai. So it'd be go to TCT Asia in Shanghai for a bit, and then go down to Shenzhen for a bit. So I'm actually really looking forward to it. Although the problem is, honestly, you want to know the biggest thing I'm worried about? It has nothing to do with politics or international diplomacy or anything. I'm a picky eater. I am a very picky eater. Like, I like my hamburgers with ketchup and cheese. Mustard if I'm feeling spicy. Like, I am a very picky eater. I've always have been. So that's honestly the thing I'm worried about the most. I don't care. I've got no concerns about politics or, you know, any of that. I'm just a picky eater. I mean, it's going to help. I'm on a diet right now, so it'll help the diet, I guess. Bring your own food. Well, hooray capitalism. McDonald's exists over there, so I'm not too concerned. I'll be fine. I'm sure I'll be fine. Wonton soup. Wonton soup, white rice. Do they even have, can you even get, is it all fried rice? I don't know. The only Chinese food I've ever had is like Manchu Wok at the mall. We don't even have Panda Express in Canada. I am not accustomed to this at all. Bearded Printer gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciated. Okay. So, we're gonna have to shorten these cables. So I never actually tensioned the belts yet. Let's do that right now while I got a chance. Where did I put it? I just had it. Where did I put it? Right here. From experience, the quality of McDonald's varies a lot by country. Yeah, but McDonald's holds pretty strong chickens. Honestly, you can get basic fare chicken, veg, and most rice most places. I don't eat a lot of vegetables. I'm not a vegetable guy. I'm a steak and potatoes guy. Like that's me. I can't do Indian food. Other than buttered chicken, I can't do Indian food. I'm very plain and boring when it comes to my my appetite. Which one is that? That's the bottom one. Okay. Just tensioning them up a bit, just so we have some tension on it. I'll dial it all in later. URL for the consular page and Visa in Discord. Cheers. Did you DM it to me? Because yeah. China embassy. I don't think it'll be too bad. Like, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Do you think the AI prompting can take over basic CAD functionality? Oh God, no. Bitter Bear, are you talking about that thing that was floating around on Twitter from that startup company that was showing off that like they were doing AI prompting for CAD, where somebody would be like, create a cube, and it creates a cube, and it's like, okay, add 4 holes and at these corners, and basically they're just dictating. That will never replace CAD, because that's not how you do CAD in a business at all. What they've basically created is a normal engineer just, imagine if all CAD was done by somebody telling the guy at the computer how to do it. That is horribly inefficient. And also the fact that like the software can't import steps and modify existing stuff makes it a non-starter right off the bat. It screams, give me VC money. Yeah, I saw that a while ago because I suck at CAD. And I suck at CAD, and the moment I saw that, I'm like, this isn't viable at all. This is not viable at all. Like, talk to anyone that actually does CAD for a living. There's whole workflows you have to go through to use stuff, to make stuff work. Oh my God, these are steel core belts. I forgot they are chunky belts. Boys, yeah, all it is imagine you have your CAD programmer and they can't do anything on their own. You have to stand behind them and tell them everything to do. Imagine trying to run a business like that, where the people actually doing the software can't do the software. Somebody who doesn't know what they're doing because they're not a software and they're not a CAD engineer, because this now makes CAD for everyone, has to sit behind somebody and tell them everything. No, oh no, no. That would not fly in any actual real world business environment. Oh man, these belts are for CAD. But here's the thing, it's not really CAD then. All it is basically just like, that's not how things work. You can't just go AI for CAD and make it a viable thing. Stop trying to make AI happen. You can't just shove AI in everything and say, oh, this is how it works now, we have AI. It doesn't work that way. Like that, like AI does, I give it credit. I believe AI does have more viable uses than like NFTs and crypto, let's be honest. But now we're totally in the shove it in everything phase of it. And let's be honest, no company's making money off AI yet. All people are using it for is lonely people, talking to AI bots, and people using it to make shitty images that everyone sees as an AI image right away and calls it out for the company being lazy and using AI images. And people going, wow, this email is too, I need to write an email, but I only have the bullet points. Can you write an entire email based off these bullet points? And then you send the email to somebody and the person gets that email and goes, I'm not gonna read all this. AI, please condense this to bullet points. Those are like the 3 biggest uses of AI. Oh, and video game upscaling or something. But like, even OpenAI admitted they're losing money right now. They're hemorrhaging money right now. Okay. Oh wow, is this? Okay, this ain't gonna work, shoot. That's gonna catch. Okay, I'm gonna have to fiddle with this. I don't think my drag chain holder is gonna work. Yeah. So this is the problem. I might not be able to do the drag chain because this has tap. So as it gets to the end, the drag chain hits the XY mount. I'm not gonna be able to do drag chains on this, I don't think. I think I'm gonna have to go umbilical. I think I'm gonna have to go umbilical on this. Shoot. Okay, I guess we're going umbilical. That's kind of disappointing. I was really hoping to use the drag chains. I like the look of drag chains. But that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. You can shoot me the drag chain over a little bit with tap. No, I would lose about 10 millimeters of X doing that. Like, I could do it, but I'm gonna lose. You do not know enough about speaking intelligently. You're right. That's why I'm repeating opinions of people that do know what they're talking about. That's how it works. I don't know everything about it, but people whose opinions I do trust in the subject, that's what they're saying. I mean, I have friends that have already lost their jobs to it. I'm not a huge fan of it. I believe it is basically, it's dumbing everything down. It's ruining us as a society, but so is social media. With the umbilical and drag chain? You mean, I could do umbilical from here to there, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna go full umbilical. Yeah, creator. Yeah, but it's my show. I can talk about what I want. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, when Sam Altman says, on our highest tier that people can pay, $200 a month, we are still losing money on that. And when you search Google, when you Google something, it takes as much energy to power a light bulb for 17 seconds, if I remember correctly. So when you go on Google and you go, how I mine for fish, that processing can power, the power it would take to process that would take power a light bulb for 17 seconds. When you go on ChatGPT and go, hey, write me a story about mining for fish, the amount of power it takes to process that can power a laptop for 12 minutes. That is not efficient enough. LLMs. Well, true. I'm mostly speaking about LLMs, honestly, at this point. Yeah. But you could talk to Santa, which is really cool. You could talk to Santa. I'm gonna search all day to drain their power. They've said that. There was somebody who, what was it? There was somebody who, they were like in love with their AI companion, and they went like through so many messages. Like they're like, we are just hemorrhaging money on people like this. Because it's like $200 a month, but it's like it costs more to run it. Where did I put that? It's gonna get better. Oh, I know it's gonna get better. I mean, let's be honest. At least it's not crypto and NFTs anymore. At least we're past crypto and NFTs. I'll take that honestly any day of the week. At least the AI stuff actually does have use cases. I just don't think it has as many use cases as people think, and I think a lot of it is going to be a detriment in the end run to society. But the best part is, that's my opinion. Why do I not have a screwdriver for? There we go. Is it Microsoft trying to buy 3 Mile Island? A bunch of companies. Honestly, you know what the best thing about AI is going to be? It's going to lead to a resurgence in nuclear power. It's going to lead to a resurgence in nuclear power, and I am all for that. Give me nuclear, daddy. Give me the nukes. I want nuclear power. That is honestly the best thing, is because of the energy demands, it's going to force things to be more... Oh, dang, that's not even the right one. There's supposed to be a holder for this. Why can't I find the holder for this? Is this it? Oh, this is it. Okay, this is the holder. Okay, I have the right piece now. There we go. Yeah, modern nuke plants are extremely safe. So that screws into there. Okay. Yeah, modern nuke plants are extremely safe. There we go. That's that. That's all now locked into position, so that's good there. Okay. Now, this will go over here. And then this will connect over here. And then go down the hole. And that will go all through that. So I'm gonna worry about the over the head stuff later. We're gonna flip this over, start putting electronics in the guts. More thorium. Thorium, who just did a video on that? What's his name? Just did a video on thorium. The problem is, I worry it's the same thing as like fusion, where we're like, oh, we're 5 years away. We're perpetually 20 years away from it. Kyle Hill, yeah, that guy. Good guy. I had a chance to talk with him last year at Open Sauce. Good guy, knows his shit. Okay. There we go. It's nuclear, just assume it's Kyle Hill. Yeah, I know. I couldn't remember his name. I'm like, it's Kyle, right? It's Kyle. Okay. Hopefully I had everything attached. This is why you don't put the bed on the printer to the very end. So this is an LDO kit. So the electronics are set up slightly different than everything else. We are going to be on overhead cam for a bit of this. So let's do that. LDO, Voron. Oop. Why don't you want to work keyboard? Come on. LDO Voron kit manual. Caps lock. Thorium is easy versus fusion. Yeah, thorium is just allows it to run at a higher temperature, right? Guides. Printed parts, wiring guide. So this is the Rev C kit. So we're not using this stuff. So the kit we're doing is different than this because it's all different electronics. So we got to make this work. So we're basically doing a Rev C kit with a bunch of changes. And the first thing is I got to change these around because I think these go the wrong way. So I got to spin these. Spin these right round, baby, right round. Like a record, baby, right round, round, round. If I can find the right Allen key. Dang it. LTT. You almost missed the live. Oh no! Enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. Do it now. Also, while you're down there, like the smash button, ring the bell. You want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do. Consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or gifting memberships to others. That's what the cool kids do. You're hell diving right now. Quick, somebody give me the alert soundboard for hell divers, so we can I can play random like alert noises. Okay. And I am going to be heading out and doing some running around tomorrow and seeing if I can get a new camera. I was looking at maybe getting an OBS-bot. The problem is I don't want to buy something cheap and have it die on me again. Like, to be fair, I got 5 years out of this camera. But it's the start of the year, so the budget for channel expenses is a little low right now. So we'll see. But whatever I get has to have zoom. That's the thing. It has to be able to zoom and zoom in good. What kind of camera do I need? Anything that HDMI has good zoom. Okay, so this is where everything goes. So let's get our electronics and start putting stuff in here. Okay. So for the controller, whoop, open it up the right way. We got an octopus. Yeah, it needs to be HDMI out because unfortunately, I probably shouldn't use an OBS bot. But if I use an OBS bot, that's probably USB, which means I would need a USB cable that goes up to the ceiling about 15 feet to the computer because it's HDMI. Because right now I got, like, if you want to see the setup. So I got the camera there. The power comes from over there. So the power cable goes across, connects to it there, and then the HDMI goes up, goes over, goes around the light, my shitty wiring, and then goes to the computer, which is over there. So I don't know how USB would handle that long of a transmission distance. Riffraff, gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciated. You are not Riffraff. Pretty long HDMI. Yeah, it's a 10-foot with like a 4-foot extension on it. Because that's just what I had for HDMI cables. But it's an overhead camera. Like, it's on the ceiling. It's got to have a long cable. Ozbot do make a USB cam because HDMI adapter go with the lower models. Okay. Might need to do Cat 5 repeater. Yeah, see, I'm trying to avoid all that. Because if I could just get a camera, like, I like cameras for overhead cams because they have much better zoom. Is there going to be a turtle hat on the turtle box? I don't know. I'm waiting on my turtle box to come in, and then we're going to build it. I have to wait on it though because it's not in yet. I do have one on the way. It's just not in yet. Simple as that. It is. I think it's being. LDO is sending me one, but it's being routed through Fabrico, I believe. And I'm in Canada, so I have to wait for it to show up. Okay, so we got to put all these drivers in, jumper stuff. I've got all this stuff. Fun times. Okay. You can print the parts beforehand. Oh, I can print the parts, but there's nothing to do with the printed parts until I have the whole kit. Okay, so we got to make some jumpers match. So let's do that. So luckily, this just involves removing jumpers. By the way, I know the cosplay stuff isn't for everyone, but I like doing it, so I'm going to keep doing it. What video do you want next? Do you want the weaponry, so the las pistol and the ripper, or the boots? I'll be honest, I'm probably going to do the boots. Because I think I set that up in the helmet video. So that'll probably be it. I've got 3 videos in the works right now. This year is the year of a video a day and me trying to not have the channel die on me. Oh, Ripper? Yeah, Ripper. Ripper. Video a day? No. I cannot do a video a day. This is not a vlogging channel. The closest thing you get to a vlogging is me yapping on the live stream while I go down a rabbit hole about some random topic. And people in chat go, what are you talking about? Go barefoot. Why would I go barefoot? The max effectiveness says you. Oh, I know USB can't go that far. USB is not healthy going that far. Okay. So with that jumper. That's why I like the LDO guide. They highlight all the jumpers you need to have. They highlight, like, they just highlight everything. It's nice. And then they even take the time to, like, with colored marker, color on here which one are the positive and negatives. Like, Said you were gonna make a video of the day. Did you make a video like a week to make it not? What? You said you were going to video a day. Video a week. I'm aiming to do a video a week on the channel. And I just put out the last video from Rocky Mountain, or Smurf yesterday. So go watch it if you haven't. What? 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 Also, USB cameras are just funky. Like anyone who watched the stream yesterday, you want to know why I had the for those that watched the Twitch stream yesterday, because I'm going to start trying to do more Twitch streams with like gaming stuff. The plan is to try and move some of the more yapping I do onto the Twitch channel, I think. Like I will say the majority of the audience, I've done polls on this just to verify. The majority of my audience doesn't mind when I go on the rants and the tangents and whatnot during the stream, because let's be honest, you can only talk about building printers so much over 3 hours, 3 times a week. But I know some people don't like it, and those that don't like it are extremely vocal about it, but they are the minority. So what I'm trying to do is get the Twitch channel set up where I'll game and do random stuff on it. But that would be more the yapping would be on there. Like the beginning of stream yap about bamboo, at least that was on topic for the channel today. But like the rabbit holes we sometimes go down, I do want to move that over. So, but yeah, we had an issue where the camera wasn't working. I have an Elgato face cam on my desktop that I use for streaming from the computer. And the camera was like not working. It just wouldn't show up. You want to know what the problem was? In OBS, the camera was set to 1920 by 1080 instead of native resolution or default resolution. Do you want to know what the native and default resolution of the Elgato Facecam is? It's 1920 by 1080. So, because I didn't have it set to auto, I had it set to the actual resolution, it wasn't working. So the moment I told it to go to native resolution, it worked at 1920 by 1080. But if I told it to work at 1920 by 1080, it wasn't working. So yeah, USB webcams are funky. Also, like with USB webcams, you can only use one device at a time with them. Or one program at a time can access a USB webcam, and you can only have 2 cameras per USB bus. It's a Windows limitation, and I believe it's also hardware maybe with bitrate. At least with USB 2.0. I don't know about the higher stuff now. It was when I was looking into it a while ago. Whereas these are HDMI cameras. So with a capture card, I can use these cameras, like this camera here, I can have multiple programs using it at the same time because it's HDMI through a PCI Express card, because it's got a thing. How many? Oh, that's right. You only need 6 drivers, 4 and then XY. How's the cosplay doing? Oh, it's not doing great. It's only got like 2 point. Put it this way: the video I put out yesterday of me of just like the 3 things from Smurf that I recorded that weren't long enough to have their own video that I just kind of put together as a video is doing better than the cosplay video that probably cost me, oh geez, easily $200 in material and paint costs, and then weeks to film, and then a full day to edit. So yeah. Buy some gamer subs. Use code Canuck. Buy some GLOOP. I know it's a limitation of USB cameras. I know OBS allows multiple cameras. We have multiple different cameras. But OBS is fine with that. Cosplay is better suited in the long term. That's the plan. I'm going to stick with it. And the plan is hopefully something gets picked up at some point and then brings in enough people to the channel that will watch the other stuff. Because that happens a lot with series. You'll notice, like, there's been a few creators I've been watching for a while that their videos get okay views, but all of a sudden it's like something pops off in their view count. Like Bringus Studios. If you don't know who Bringus is, he does like electronics mods and stuff with consoles and like prison computers and stuff like that, which basically devolve into just putting bazite on stuff. But I've been following him for a bit, and like you could tell the moment he became popular, because like all his older videos, the views just went through the roof, because that's kind of how it works. There's nothing better than coming across a YouTube channel that does stuff you like for the first time, and they have a catalog of content you can binge. And there is nothing better on, like, it's a Friday night, everyone's in bed, you got nothing going on, you have a drink or something, and you're like, show me what you got. And you just binge somebody's entire back catalog of content. It's like when you find a new subreddit about a topic, you get invested in a game, or we watch a movie or something, and you're like, you find the subreddit for it, and you're like, oh, this is great. And you search by all top, and you just go through everything. So my hope is that happens to my channel at some point. Because if anyone's crazy, we have about a month and a half of solid live streams. We're up to like 500 live streams. I haven't checked in a while. I know it's in the high 400s. So if anyone really is crazy and wants to sit down and watch a month and a half of solid content, you can watch every live stream I've ever done. Because I put out 9 hours of content a week, roughly. So yeah. Fat Electrician. Yep, Fat Electrician. Good guy. He does good stories. It's funny, I've stopped watching a lot of the GunTube channels that I used to watch. But like I still watch unsubscribed podcasts. I watch like Fat Electrician stuff, Habitual Line Crosser, like stuff like that. But like the GunTuber stuff, it's like things have changed. It's like no, tastes change over time. It's okay for your taste to change. Old streams. That's one of the reasons I yap. And for those that are like, you talk too much on the stream, why are you going down all these random tangents? It's because I have to. Part of the reason the channel works is because I'm constantly talking. This is a podcast where I build printers by myself. You want to know who my guest is? You want to know who the guest is of every one of my podcasts? It's you, the viewer. Because we banter, we talk back and forth. That's how it works. We're here for the tangents. That's the thing, the majority of people do like them. But there's a group that doesn't, and they're very vocal. And that's one of the reasons I want to try breaking off the Twitch channel into the more off-the-cuff random stuff channel, just to keep that kind of separate. The problem is, if somebody asks my opinion on something, I'm going to talk about it. Like, I dropped a part and I don't know what it is. Hopefully it was not important. Newsflash, it probably was. Okay. Got you. And you. And then I need you. And you. I come for the printers, stay for the banter. That's the way to do it. And just remember, if I go down a tangent you don't like, just mute the stream for like a couple minutes and come back. Or if you're watching the VOD, just skip ahead. Only tangents. Only tangents. If you've noticed, I've stopped using Benchy as much. I've kind of phased out the only Benchy stuff, if you've noticed. Not quite by choice, but with all, like, this has been, I started doing it before the Benchy stuff happened last week. But it's more just a directional change. It's It's more just a directional change. Forgotten weapons and in range. Yeah, Forgotten Ian's great. Okay, this goes inward and this goes this way. Also, I'm waiting on a package today from a certain Luke with a laboratory. So if that shows up, I'm hoping it shows up while I'm streaming so we can go through that box, because that will hopefully get something online. Okay, this isn't gonna work. You know what I need? I need like a precision screwdriver that also happens to function as a fidget toy. That's what I need. Ah! LTT screwdriver, precision screwdriver set. You can find it at lttstore.com. There we go. Perfect bit. Hope you enjoy the segue. Do they do? I don't know if they have an affiliate program. If they have an affiliate program, I should probably sign up for it. I don't think they do. I did buy the backpack. I got an email. Last night that's like, your backpack is delayed, and I'm like, no, I wanted the backpack. Like it'll be in time before I need it, before I travel this year. But it's like, I want my backpack. Hello from South Africa. Nice. Yeah, it's the GLOOP colors. So it's purple, orange, and white. Does it survive drop tests? I mean, they test it to whatever normal standards things are tested to, so I'm assuming. What backpack? They have a new backpack. So I was actually going to get the original LTT store backpack until I saw one in person. I think a Pulo, I saw yours first. If you're in chat today. It's too big. I travel light. Like when I travel, like when I go anywhere for like an event, when I'm covering an event or whatever, I have a backpack and a carry-on luggage. That's it. I don't pack luggage. Like I pack light when I go places. So the LTT backpack was too big. Like it's bigger than my current backpack, and I'm trying to find something more efficient. Because right now my current backpack, when I go to events, like if you've ever seen me at an event, the green backpack I have is a Maxpedition Falcon or Raptor. I can never remember which. I bought it like oh God, I bought it like 12 years ago. It was my old gun bag when I used to do pew-pew stuff. But great backpack, but it's not really set up for what I'm using it now. It doesn't have like a laptop compartment. It doesn't have like, it's more of a field bag than a backpack. Let me pull it up here. Maxpedition Falcon 2. I believe it's a Falcon 2. Oh, they don't make it in. Okay. Yeah, like this is my backpack. If you've seen me at events, this is the backpack I have. Mine's an OD green because that is the superior color. But like, this isn't really it's a good bag. It's heavy duty. It's like, I beat the crap out of it. It's a great bag, but it's not the kind of bag I need for what I'm doing now with bags, what I need a bag for. So the LTT, they came out with a smaller version of their bag, and I'm like, yep, I'll take it. And so I bought one. If you haven't already, can you explain the Bambu firmware question? We spoke about it at the beginning of the stream. This is gonna be the last time I touch on it in this stream, because I know it brings the convo down when I talk about Bambu, because I have my opinions on it, and I'm not going to change my opinions on it, and I'm gonna be vocal about my opinions on it. Can't be kicked out of the affiliate program if you're never were part of the affiliate program. Put it that way. Bambu last night, or yesterday, put out a press release saying they are changing the firmware on their printers and what is allowed to talk to their printers. So essentially, software like Orca Slicer, Home Assistant software, BigTech Panda Touch, things that were talking to the printer before that were not developed by Bambu would no longer be able to talk to the printer, essentially limiting how you can control your printer, forcing you essentially to use only their software to talk to the printer. Now, they put out a blog post today kind of rectifying that and adding a little bit more clarification. You should put that out along with your original press release. You shouldn't wait till you get a massive amount of backlash and then put it out. Trying to kind of, oh, don't worry, we're working with companies to allow them to do that. But that all that's telling me now is only companies that have your specific approval will be able to develop software that talks to your machine. So that means two things. The two flags it raises with me is, what if I rely on software that you do not approve of, like farm management software? Because on the Bambu Wiki, in the Chinese section or whatever, Mandarin section, they have references to farm software with a subscription. So that means Bambu is probably coming out with paid farm management software with a subscription. So they're probably going to they're going to limit access. I guarantee it. They'll limit access to free farm software, because why would they do that? They're losing business. And two, it shows me that they can at any point change what the machines can do. Or they could just or they can agree to work with a company but change their mind later on and revoke that privilege. It's red flags. These are tools. 3D printers are tools. I don't buy a Milwaukee drill and then a firmware update limits me on what drill bits I can use. Why would I buy a 3D printer where after I purchase it, the company that is supporting the printer will now limit how I use my tool? If it screws with my workflow, don't mess with my workflow. Because one of the things they said, they're like, oh, you can use our new Bambu Connect app. So you can still use Orca Slicer. You just have to slice it in Orca Slicer, export it as a 3MF file, and then upload it using our Bambu Connect software. I'm like, so you're adding an extra step for no reason. You're messing with my workflow. Do not mess with my workflow. So a lot of people are not happy because it now shows the precedent. It now shows the precedent because now they could put out a software update that says, hey, to ensure the best printing experience for our users, Bambu printers will now only function with Bambu RFID tagged filament. It's for the best. It's what we approve of. It's what we can guarantee. It's for your safety. Like it's stuff like that. These are tools. Don't mess with my workflow. Don't tell me how I use my tools. So essentially that's it. If you are a person who just has like a Bambu A1 mini and you print random knickknacks for your kids, honestly, this ain't gonna change a damn thing. Unless you really like Orca Slicer. And they're like, oh, we're working with Orca Slicer. It's like, cool, you're working with Orca Slicer. That's great. I like Orca Slicer. But that also tells me now that Orca Slicer has to have your approval, which can be revoked. Which if I ran a print farm, or if I relied on these printers for my income, would be raising all kinds of red flags. Because now it's like, well, great, at any point they can change this and can mess me up, can ruin my workflows, can ruin my processes. And for those that are like, oh, just don't update. Okay, now you're missing out on security issues because they've pretty much said there are security issues with their network stack. That's why they're putting this update out there. So now you're stuck with machines that have outdated security. It's like connecting to the internet with a Windows XP laptop. Okay, you don't put a machine that has Windows XP on the internet because it's got all the security issues. So there's that. And that's for people that already have the machines. Going forward, new machines ship with new firmware. Yeah, Bambu is literally doing a Palpatine right now. Or, not a Palpatine, a Vader. I have altered a deal. Pray I do not alter it further. So, it is what it is. If this doesn't bug you, cool. But for me, this just raises a ton of red flags and immediately makes me sus. Also, let me pull it up again because I spoke about it at the beginning. What was this? Quite scary the way the industry is moving control of your data. In this case, especially one of their investors, IDG Capital, which was the U.S. Department of Defense Chinese military company list. For those that don't know, IDG Capital is one of the main backers of Bambu. So IDG Capital is on the U.S. Department of Defense Chinese military company list, and Article 7 of national intelligence law kind of trumps all the good intentions defense. Disconnect from the internet and slice your apps in a walled virtual machine is the only way to be safe. I dislike that I have to be the one to bring this information to public discourse, but these things are not much covered in our press, while absolutely critical in an industry which is so vital for IP creation. Article 7, all organizations and citizens shall support, assist, cooperate with national intelligence efforts in accordance with law, shall protect intelligence. Oh yeah, if you're a Chinese company, you basically have to have a government approved backdoor in all your services. Massive subsidies make these strategic situations more spicy. China designated 3D printing as a strategic. What do they think about their motives? Now, what is my motive in this thread? Hopefully get more people and journalists to look at the plentiful information and help people, companies inform decisions when buying 3D printers. So in plain English, the main backer of Bambu, IDG Capital, is on the US Department of Defense Chinese military company list, same as DJI. And they are under Article 7 laws, which basically say there is a backdoor for the Chinese government in the software. Do they turn that feature off when they export the machine and software? There you have it. If you're little Timmy in your basement printing knickknacks, honestly, nobody cares. But if you're using these machines for business, educational, research, work, you're running a print farm, red flags, just red flags. There's a reason people are still buying farms of Bambu printer or Prusa printers and other machines that run open source firmware. Because at least with open source, you can dive in and see what they're doing. At any point, you can dive into the code, and somebody who knows what they're doing, I don't, can dive into the code and look around and see what it's doing. Where if you have a walled garden, I mean, people could dive into it. People have been diving into it. There's Bambu's new printer right there. It's the N2 and the N2D. They haven't given us what their official name's in, but in the Bambu Connect software, there's their new printer. It's the N2 and the N2D, which, considering the A1 is the N1 and N2, hey, their new printer's a bed flinger. Or at least is in the same family as that. And some more flags in the software is this. More flags in the Bambu Connect software. These are the capabilities of the firmware. No auxiliary fan on the N2 and the N2D, and it's not Core XY. So it is what it is. This is one of those things. Also, for the Americans in the audience, what's happening on Monday and tariffs. Like, this is one of those things because, like, here's the thing. If you're an American company, right? Again, I'm not talking about little Timmy printing knickknacks. If you're an American company that has a fleet of 50 machines as part of your print farm, are you willing to invest in that if the company behind it is Article 7 and on the US Department of Defense banned list, and like at any moment they could just go, yeah, no, these aren't allowed in the country, no more support, and pull the plug. And now you have a machine you can't even use. Like, the firmware gets bricked. You lose all the functionality of the machine. Yeah, you can print with SD cards, but whatever. Where's the fun in that? So yeah, it's one of those things, the more you read into it, the more you look at it, the more it gets spicy. And again, for the average person doesn't care. The average person doesn't care. The average person doesn't care. But those of us that do care, we care. I can never get these to click on. I always screw up and print the stupid clicks, the clips with my Voron settings. So they're really stiff with the ABS. It's like, click in. There we go. There we go. Okay. Did I put it on the right one? I did. Okay, good. Okay. So we got that. SSR, solid state relay. Where is my solid state relay? TikTok being Article 7. TikTok's being banned. Are you ready? 1 second. I have a prop for this. I'll be back in 1 second. Hey, buddy. That. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I made this prop for a video and I didn't end up filming because stuff changed. But my opinions on TikTok are essentially it's the only social media company, large social media company that's not owned by the US government or a US company. And it's, according to what I've seen from some charts and whatnot, the only social media company that actually has a large vocal left-leaning community on it. So compared to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, podcasts and whatnot, they all have a lot of right-leaning voices that are amplified and very popular. TikTok is the outlier. They want control of it. It is not about who owns it. They really don't care. Chinese companies can just go to a data broker anyways and get all your data anyways. Who cares? It's not about protection. It is an uncontrolled asset. Simple as that. American companies want the market share because they are losing to it. Facebook, Meta, whatnot, they're losing to it financially. So they want to control it for financial reasons, and the US government doesn't want it because they don't control the narrative. Okay, moving on. From now on, when this is on, I'm ranting. I made that for a video a while ago and I never end up using it. Okay, where's the SSR? That's okay, I'm Canadian. We still have TikTok. I don't have a TikTok. I hate the platform. I'm all for burn it all down. Burn it all down. SSR and Clippy for the SSR. Yeah, a tinfoil hat. It's a baseball cap I just covered in tinfoil. I was gonna use it for a video. If you saw my video last year about what printers I recommend, there was a segment on it where I edited out. If you're a channel member or Patreon supporter, you may have saw the early edit of that video. It had a section on it where I talked about my worries about machines running Klipper and the potential security issues with that. And I didn't like, the take wasn't the greatest. Like I needed to redo the take because I didn't misspeak, but it was like a sloppy edit. And so I was going to redo it, and I made that hat to wear while I re-recorded it with like my thoughts laid out better. And then I never used that segment. So I had the hat made for that. But yeah, in my opinion, it's simply the fact that it's a social media site that the US government can't control. Simple as that. Or at least it's not controlled by an American. Nothing to do with your data. I think the whole data thing is just a white elephant to distract you, or a red herring. Because let's be honest, all companies collect all your data. And who cares about marketing data? At the end of the day, it's marketing data. Oh no, we know what you watched. The Timo app tracks all your locations and everything, and nobody's complaining about that one. So, yeah. Come for the printer building, stay for the random tangents. And also, there are M4 screws in there that I need to attach this, but I'm too lazy to go find them. So I'm just using some random M4 screws I have on hand. Can't stand TikTok reviews engagement, love to see it burn. I'm a big proponent of burning down all social media. Social media has ruined us. It has been as a millennial boomer who grew up through all of this, I have seen the impacts it has had over the years and the changes. I am not a fan of social media at all. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter. And follow me on Twitch too. I have a Twitch channel now. I know YouTube is social media, but at least YouTube, you can consume it in a more controlled way. I don't browse YouTube. I go to YouTube to watch the creators I like. I don't watch YouTube. It's like Twitch. I go on Twitch. I watch Atrioc. I watch Pay Money Wubby. I watch Pirate Software. And I watch sometimes Hassan. I started watching a guy named Gremlo in the morning. He does some pretty good commentary on stuff. But like, I don't always watch it. If Hassan goes down something I don't agree with, I won't watch it. Like, I don't, like, it just, if it's on kind of thing. But I don't, like, sit there and browse Twitch. Although watching Soda Pop and get his ass beat by Tyler 1 was hilarious. Watching him throw that 4-1 lead on the OnlyFans Guild. Oh, poetic. Maybe he should have used that mana gem. Oh wait, no, I mean fear. There's like 2 people in chat that understood that reference and they're gonna laugh. Streaming is the new radio. It is. Radio's dead. I listened to Dave and Chuck the Freak in the morning, and that's about it. What do we got in here? So this will be interesting. They gave me a, what is this? Is this the pie? Oh no, this is a screen. Does this kit come with a pie? No, it doesn't come with a pie. This kit doesn't come with a pie. This kit never came with a pie, I don't think. I don't think this kit came with a pie. Radios for driving? I don't even listen to the radio when I drive. I have Spotify. I listen to Dave and Chuck the Freak, which is a local morning radio show. That is the only radio I listen to, is Dave and Chuck the Freak. Otherwise, I just listen to Spotify in my car. So this goes like that, and this is gonna go like this. Okay. I love that click. Okay, so you're gonna go right about there. Okay, so we need. Alternative guy. Honestly, the Spotify AI DJ isn't too bad. See, stuff like that, I'm okay with the AI use. But then again, it's more an algorithm than an AI. It just, these are the types of, it just shuffle with what we think the music you like is. 5. No pie there. Yeah, no pie. Yep. Oh, hey, Jason. Everyone say hi, Jason. Hey, Jason, quick question. Are you gonna be in China in like mid-March for any reason? Because I'm gonna be going to TCT Asia in March and then going down to Shenzhen after. Everyone say hi, Jason. Not sure. Okay. Well, if you're there, come say hi. Want to go, but not sure. I mean, this will be cool. I'm looking forward to it. I could finally actually talk to the Bambu people, because they never show up at a Rep Fest. I do want to talk to them. I do want to have an actual conversation with them. I was actually looking forward to them being at Smurf, but they never actually were there. I wanted to have a talk with them. I wanted to actually talk. Will you visit Shenzhen? So it looks like I'm going to Shanghai for TCT Asia, or we'll be there for TCT, and then afterwards going down to Shenzhen. I think that's the itinerary. They will probably put, oh, I know. When you go over there, I got to get my fingerprints taken. They're going to check my social media. When you're in somebody's house, you follow their rules. When you're in somebody's house, you follow their rules. Okay, what else do we got to put on? Those guys. Okay. You know, I already got the invitation letter. I got the invitation letter. The thing is, I don't want to drive 4 hours up to Toronto to go to the embassy to do the paperwork, and then drive 4 hours home, and then a couple weeks later drive back up there to go get the paperwork. Okay, Dad. I am a dad. I'm 37 in 2 months. I am a dad. Okay, how do you put these together? 1 second here. Yeah, so I gotta... Oh, you know what I'm gonna use? I'm not gonna use a Pi. I have a Big Tree Tech Pi 2 I'm gonna use. I have a Big Tree Tech, because I have a Pi. I don't want to waste... I'm giving... This machine goes to GLOOP. I don't want to give GLOOP my Pi. It's my Pi. Shouldn't take your phone. I'm gonna bring a burner phone, and the laptop I'm bringing has Linux on it, so... They can't mail you your visa after a quick interview. Oh, they can't? I'm assuming can. Steve's here. Hi, Steve. 4 years. This March, or correction, this March 1st this year is 3 years of full-time YouTube. And this May, I'm pretty sure it's early May, is 5 years of streaming. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how these go together. So I'm assuming there's like a little rail this attaches to. How do these work again? I'm trying to remember how these work. How do these work? Trying to figure out how, is this part of it? How does is this in the manual how to put this together? How does that go together? I'm trying to remember how that part goes together. I don't think it's in the manual. Oh, maybe it's up here. No, it's not up here. Shoot. Going somewhere requiring a visa. Yeah, I'm going over to. I would say it the way Trump says it for the meme, but I can't say it the way Trump says it. But yes, I'm going to China. Encrypted at rest laptop. Well, I'm going to bring my framework, which has Linux on it. And worst comes to worst, I just reflash it when I get back. And then I'm going to bring a burner phone. I'm going to use my wife's old phone. I need to get a new phone, so either I'll have a new phone by then and use my current phone, or I'll use a burner phone. And honestly, I do that anytime in my travel, just in case like my phone gets stolen. How does this go together? How do these go together? How do these go together? So you got this, and then I'm trying to figure out how these go together. I'm visiting Bambu Labs. I don't think they would let me in. I do want to talk to them though. I do legit want to talk to them because I want to like talk to them about stuff. Like, how do these go together? I use the same SIM card, doesn't matter. So I get a new SIM card or use a travel SIM. Gives you a link. Is there a link? Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, so how do these go? Oh, okay, so I start Earth terminal. So they click in, and then you put a little divider in the middle. So they click in, and then little dividers go in the middle. I see how that works. Okay. So overhead. All right, we'll start with the bottom here. Okay, so that goes there. Or actually, no, that goes on the top. So 2 greens at the bottom. Okay, so 2 greens at the bottom. I don't think it matters which way. Kyber, thank you for becoming a member. Cheers and appreciated. This is ground. No. What? Am I missing something? Oh, I gotta unscrew that. I gotta unscrew that. Where's my LTTstore.com screwdriver with the flat bit? And yes, I call it the LTT Store screwdriver every time I say it because it's the LTT Store screwdriver. There we go. Okay. That goes there, and then we tighten that up. There we go. There we go. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Overhead. Where's the other one? Oh, sorry, it's the LTT Store Precision screwdriver. Sorry, you gotta say precision. You do it for free. Yes, but the memes. It's worth it for the memes. I don't know. I've talked to a bunch of people. I've talked to several people from LTT over the years. And they were nice enough to let me visit this summer. So I don't know. In my opinion, they're good folks. I got nothing. I got no personal bad experience with them at all. But that's my opinion. And the best part is you're allowed to have your opinion. Okay, how does this work? How does this click in? Does it go on this side? Oh, it goes on this side. Okay. I hear screaming inside and I have no idea what's going on. How does this click in there? There we go. And I need to cut this. No problem, Canuck. I can't wait to see the box hero. I'm looking forward to that build. We are going to start that build relatively soon, whenever it shows up. I need a bigger cutter for this. Whenever it shows up, we're going to start the build, essentially. I'm hoping. How am I supposed to cut these? Okay, well, they break. Okay. You're going to be in Port Call. Can you hook me with a tour? Port. Where is that again? I think I know where that's at. Like a tour of the studio. Here it is. Oh, LTT. I don't know how their rules work for tours. The person I spoke to who hooked me up, I met at Open Sauce, and we went from there. So. Do you go to Detroit? I travel through Detroit. I don't really make it a point to go to Detroit that often, because it's Detroit. But I do go to Detroit, or I travel through it, usually to get to the airport. So, What do I have against Detroit? Actually, Detroit is nowhere near as bad as people think it is. What do I have against Detroit? Have you seen RoboCop? Have you seen RoboCop? Have you seen RoboCop? That's all you need to know. Send him to Detroit. Yes, I know that's a different movie. No, Detroit's not as bad as it used to be. When I used to go to Detroit, when I was a kid, it wasn't as nice as it is now, but Detroit has actually cleaned up quite a bit. It's gentrified. The downtown area is actually gentrified quite a bit. The reason I don't go to Detroit, shit's expensive. It's all American. The Canadian dollar sucks. I can't afford to go to Detroit. Ain't nobody can afford that shit. Yeah, Detroit is a beautiful city living in the carcass of, yeah. Detroit has a lot of decayed urban sprawl. A lot of it's getting cleaned up finally. The downtown core is gentrifying actually pretty good. It's changed a lot over the last little bit. The problem is Detroit is past its heyday. Detroit is built on the back of the auto industry, and the American auto industry kind of sucks. So it's kind of, you know, it's been through a pretty big depression. A lot of people left the city. The population has crashed. But like, if you love like Art Deco, so many amazing Art Deco buildings there and whatnot. Like, and a lot of the newer stuff is really nice. The new stadiums, the new event centers and whatnot. Like, it is a nice city. It's getting actually pretty nice. It's American, so it's expensive. Canadian dollar kind of sucks. Okay, so this one goes there, and then this is the last one. Okay. There we go. There we go. Actually, that I think is just, yeah, that'll do. There we go. What is that? Are you using the X1 in my background? Nope. I haven't used it in a long time. Problem is, it just doesn't work with my workflow. My workflow, I don't really use it. Although, I actually, funnily enough, I just got a bunch of stuff for it. I got a new tool head to put in that. I've got the X1 Plus hardware to put in that. That finally showed up. Yay, Canada Post Strike. So to be funny, we are actually going to be playing with the X1 in a bit. I just don't know exactly when. Okay, so power supply. Do I use resin? Not often. I do use it sometimes for detailed stuff. I don't like doing the big stuff in resin. I'm not a huge fan of resin itself. It's toxic. ask Grant. But mostly it's messy and it stinks, so I don't want to wear a helmet made out of resin, but I'll use resin for like little detailed stuff on prints. So I print the big stuff in FDM, and then I use resin to clean it up, essentially. Yeah. Where does this piece go? I'm gonna figure out where that piece goes. Okay, where is the power supply hookups? That's for the Raspberry Pi. That's that, that's that. Where is the power supply mounting stuff? I know I have it in here somewhere. Nope. What does the power supply mounting hardware look like? That's that. Let me pull it up here. Okay, what is the power supply? Does it still stink after processing? Honestly, it's hilarious. I can smell resin a lot worse than ABS. For me, it's actually like, I notice it. Standoffs? I don't think it's standoffs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, probably. I don't remember what they look like. STLs. Electronics bay. PS stabilizer. LSPSU bracket. Oh, it's just that. Okay, it's just that and a stabilizer. Okay. So it is just that. Okay. Should have them in here. So they're that, but with holes in them. Did I not print these? I got a feeling I didn't print these. Yeah, I just printed a bunch of the regular ones. So I got to reprint the mounter or the, yeah, I got to print the power supply stuff. Okay. Let's get that printing right now so I can mount the power supply because I printed the wrong stuff. But that's okay. We got other stuff we can do while we're doing that. Download. Prusa slicer. Carbon fiber? Carbon fiber. Why? Because I already have it. Structural. Prusa mint. PTG carbon fiber. It. That. 40. Settings. 4. 5. 4. Later. 2. I know I haven't updated yet. I just haven't. The problem is every time I go to print something, it's like, no, I want to print it now. I don't want to bother updating. And then I'll update after it prints, and then I forget. Okay, that's going. Okay, so what else can we mount now? Because we're going to start running wires. So we can make our little, yeah, we'll make this now. So this is all the tool head board stuff that I'm not using because this has its own tool head board. Clicky stuff, that. Wagos. Wago. Lego my Wago. Oh, other than the Mark IV, what are other good buildable bed slingers out there? Here's the thing. I don't have a lot of experience, personal experience with non-Prusa bed slingers because I don't use them. Elegoo? I know Uncle Jesse likes the Elegoo machines, but he's also sponsored by Elegoo, so I don't know, bias. I trust his opinion. But like, Elegoo is like the only other one I know that make bed slingers that are relatively popular, other than Creality. At least, I don't know. It's not my thing. I can't really help you. Switch wire size. Well, I'm assuming he was talking about like off-the-shelf machines. I assume most people, when they're referring to what printer should I buy, they're not referring to kits. Switchware is like 4 years old now. Actually, oh my God. The Voron V0 is almost 5 years old now. The V0, the Trident, and 2.4 are almost 5 years old now, because we were going to announce them all three of those. We're going to be announced at MRF 2020. And they're all now like 5 years old. It's 2025 now. I'm like Tom Hanks at the end of Saving Private, or Ryan at the end of Saving Private Ryan now, just turning old. It's like, ooh. Need some new Vorons. Here's the thing, what do we need? The problem with Voron, here's the problem with Voron. The machines are fine. What would you want to see on a 2.5? Like, that's kind of the problem with DIY machines. Everyone who's working on it is dedicating their own time, okay? Voron's not is not for profit, right? Voron's a non-profit company. Actually, do these just click in? I think these click in. I don't think I need actual VHB. Voron is a non-profit. We don't sell anything. Yeah, these just click in. Yeah. So like, I'll be honest, a lot of the cool new stuff is just mods. Like the 2.4, the Trident, they're pretty much baked. Is Phoenix still? Yeah, Phoenix is still a thing. The thing with Phoenix is, you'd be surprised how much work goes into making a machine that big 100% reliable. And like ready to go that anyone can build, follow the manual and build it, and it's 100% reliable. That's kind of like, yeah. And also, again, volunteer, dedicated, volunteer, time, money. Like, remember, Voron's a non-profit. Voron doesn't sell anything. What is Phoenix? A 600 by 600 IDEX flying gantry Core XY. So it's 600 millimeters cubed, flying gantry Core XY. And it's IDEX. There are a few that exist. Steve has one, Max has one. I think there's like 2 or 3 others that exist now. Community team members have built. It's just taking something that a couple people have built that are bespoke machines and turning that into something LDO could slap a kit together for, although I don't even know if LDO would make kits for it. It's a surprising amount of the last mile is a very long mile when it comes to a project like that. Like, you'd be surprised how long that last mile is. Oop, 1 second. Okay. So now we can start running wires into this thing. So there's that. Let me go grab the Pi. Let me go grab the Big Tree Tech Pi so I can just plug it in. So we are going to use a Big Tree Tech Pi 2, which I've never actually used, so it'll be interesting. Where is it? Where did I put it? It's in this bag. Where are you? Eddie, Pi 2. What are you watching, buddy? Okay. Wait. Vibe check. Oh no. It's trying. Okay. So Big Tree Tech makes this. This is what I wish Raspberry Pi did. The Raspberry Foundation. You want to know why I wish the Raspberry Foundation did this? M.2 slot on the back. I wish the Raspberry Pi Foundation did that. Because it's got an M.2 on the back. Although it also does SD card, and we're going to put an SD card in it. Where did I put the itty bitty thing screws? Did I put them back in here? I think. Where did I put the self tappers? Self tappers. Integrated memory? I don't know if it has built-in eMMC. Maybe it does. I don't know. It's got a bunch of stuff though. And it could also be powered by 24 volts. So I don't have to worry about a buck converter or anything. So we're just gonna run 24 volts on this. It does have built-in storage. Nice. So we're gonna go with that then. So we're gonna use this and see how it goes. If it goes good, it goes good. If it don't go good, it don't go good. If it go potato, go potato. Tomato, potato. Remember when all those remember netbooks? Remember when netbooks came out and it had really stripped down Windows 8 on it with 32 bits of eMMC memory? You remember those days? I think I had one of those. Back in my day, I remember when this was all cornfields. Okay, there we go. Intel Atom. Yep, I had the original ePC, the original Asus EEE, or they just called it ePC. I had that in college. Because I was like, I have a powerful desktop at home. I just need something to take notes in class. So I had that. And then I figured out how to get EVE Online running on it with a very stripped down version of Windows XP, like one of those pocket versions of Windows XP. And then also, what else did it have? I overclocked it. Try to play WoW on it. The original WoW client probably would run on it okay. I mean, I had EVE Online on it. Although, I'll be honest, in terms of me running EVE Online on it, it was enough to spin in the station and change my skills. Because when I played EVE, it was before you could queue up skills. Remember having to wake up at 2 a.m. to change your skills on EVE Online? I remember. That shit sucked. Spreadsheets in space. Sad thing is I still have 3 Pis. I mean, use them as media centers or something. Right now I have in my computer, in my the room downstairs. I'm not going to call it a gym because it's not a gym, but the room downstairs where I have my bike in, I have an old TV with a laptop hooked up to it just for watching YouTube while I bike. And I'm tempted to swap out the laptop for just a Pi, just for energy efficiency reasons. Why don't you want to drill in? Come on. Really? Doesn't want to line up? I have requests for economy majors. It sounds about right, I'll be honest. Okay, you know what? I don't know why this one doesn't want to line up. 1 second. Running Kodi on a Pi. Is Kodi the go-to still? I mean, I just use it for YouTube. Literally, that's all it's used for. I'll just put on a 20-minute Let's Play or something and just ride a bike to that. There we go. hand cramp here. Nice size bike is sitting in the filament storage room. It's sitting in the printer storage room. The printer storage room. And more. Do I watch sports ball? Nope. I really don't watch any sports. I used to watch hockey, like when I was a kid in my teens, but not so much anymore. Put it this way, I don't know anyone who plays a sport right now other than like the absolute big name people. When I watched hockey, Yzerman was still playing. It's been a while. Although I do remember watching when the was it Osgood and Patrick Roy there from the Avalanche, they had that whole bench clearing fight in like, what was it, 98 or something? I remember watching that. That was good. So I remember the old Detroit Avalanche rivalry back in the day. That's when I watched hockey. Canadian law. I live south of Detroit. We're like forgotten about down here. It's funny whenever like people refer to like the because there's a corridor. If you don't know about the corridor in Canada, pretty much the majority of Canadian population lives on a corridor along the St. Lawrence Seaway and the Great Lakes. So from Windsor, Ontario, all the way up to Quebec City is the corridor. Like something like 75% of Canada lives in the strip. It's insane. Like we're so population dense on this, which why don't we have high-speed rail connecting us all? Come on, figure this shit out. But anyways, it's like they always forget about Windsor. It's like the London, Montreal. They always forget. They always drop Quebec City out of it, and they always drop Windsor out of it. So the London Montreal corridor, and we're like, oh, I forgot about us again. I will say the only enjoyable MMO PvP, dude, Fillion, Planet Side, heck yeah. Where is it? Oh, it's unlisted. I think it's unlisted. One second. I gotta find it in my studio. I have PlanetSide videos on my YouTube channel. I think they're hidden though. Filter. No, not views. Visibility. Unlisted. Oldest and newest. Also have a lot of pew pew videos on my channel. That were unlisted as well. Yeah. Found it. Remember the PlanetSide Day Parade when they shut down PlanetSide 1? This is me. This is me recording. If you don't know what PlanetSide was, it came out in what, 2003, I want to say? But it was an MMO FPS. So it was an MMO FPS. So you would have, it was 3 different factions fighting over like a planet with 10 continents. And you could have like 100 versus 100 versus 100 fights. This is back in like 2003. It became very cookie cutter because by the end, like all the bases were the same. Everyone figured out like the optimal way to do everything. But it was its own thing. It was different than everything else. It was very tactics based. It was very fair in the fact that your level just allowed you to do more, but like your weapons were all the same. So a rank 1 guy with a cycler did as much damage as a max level guy with a cycler, because it's the same gun. It's just the higher level guy had more things he could do at once, because he could have a cycler with a thumper and like a pilot of BFR and the tank and like all, like you could specialize as you got more skills, you can specialize in more things, but the guns all shot the same. So it was a very balanced MMO. No pay to win. There was no item shop or anything. God, I miss those days. But it was a thing. It was a thing, and I miss it. And I put this on the wrong one. Shoot. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Where does this go? It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Oh, I put the pie on backwards. Uh-oh, I gotta move this around. I gotta rotate the pie. No, wait, no, that's right. Oh, I put those on backwards. Oh, shoot. Does it matter? I don't think it matters. It does matter. Shoot, I gotta fix this. Not the pie sideways. Does anyone know if the new Bambu printer is gonna be a bed slinger? I mean, here, I have it right here. In the docs, in Bambu, in their beta version of Bambu Connect, it shows the only two printers in the system are only identified by their internal names of N2 and N2D. But considering N1 and N2S are A1 Mini and A1, and also there are flags for them not being Core XY, leads me to believe their next releases are bed flingers. But we'll see. It could be wrong. No, I'll be honest, I'm hoping it's wrong. I'm hoping it's wrong. Do you know anything about the upcoming Prusa SLA printer? No. Okay, does that go? Okay, so I gotta move these. Okay, so I see what I did. I always put this together backwards. Linear rails. No idea. I have no idea. All we have to go off of is this showing that it's flagged as not a Core XY, but it does have micro LiDAR support, but so does the A1. So it doesn't support any of these values, and that it has the same internal naming conventions as the A1 series. That is the only thing that we can kind of deduce. Deduce. That's a funny word, deduce. I would like to work this stream into your schedule. RC Roscoe, I stream 3 days a week. My normal schedule is I stream Tuesdays and Fridays, either 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. or 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's 2 weeks of both. So it's 2 weeks of 2 to 5 and then 2 weeks of 11 to 2. Depends on what shift my wife's on. And then we do a Saturday night stream at 8 p.m. all times Eastern. I just love the fact, if it does come out and it's a bed flinger, the fact that their original press release were like hyping the fact that they're the end of bed flingers, and then like all their recent printers are bed flingers. I just, hearty chuckle. Hearty, sensible chuckle. Although we are gonna have to end the stream today at 1:30, or actually relatively soon, because my wife's going to work and the little guy's on a PA day, so he's actually home right now. So. Stands for closed frame in the P series. Well, that's the thing. Like, all we know is you have the C series and the N series. So the C series internal names are. So I'm wondering because they start at P1 at C11. But I wonder if this is like an after the fact naming convention, because the X1 is their first printer and it's Bambu Lab Printer 1, Bambu Lab Printer 2. And then they changed to C for the P1P, P1S, and X1E, which commercial or closed frame. Well, it could be closed frame. I don't know. Like the thing is too, that like I don't know what the translation is. I don't know what the translation is because this is translated to English, right? So H2D. We don't know about the H2D because that was an old render. But the thing is, it could be valid because it could be a render of how the machine was originally. Like, a lot of companies will have multiple different products in development at the same time at different stages. So it could have been leaked and it could be something they're working on, but it's like we did the initial development of it years ago and then it sat for a while and now they're finally releasing it. Who knows? Like, it's hard to say. They're not saying. This machine was supposed to be out last year, remember? And it's not. So I don't know what's going on. Like, they still haven't, have they announced when they're gonna announce it? Hopefully it's at TCT Asia, because I'll be there. That'd be really cool if they announce it at TCT Asia and I get to see it. Like, here's the thing. I want to be excited for these companies and their printers. I just don't like their shitty business practices. Make machine that make plastic boat and don't mess with my workflow. That's all I want. Like, I've got no skin in the game. I don't run a printer company. I build DIY machines for a living. I have no skin in the game. For anyone who's like, oh, you incentivize. I don't have any incentive to have the opinions I do other than the fact that those are just my opinions. I want them to be making better machines and being better for the user. I just want everyone to have the best thing possible. And I think some of their decisions are not user-friendly. I just want make plastic boat. Where do I connect the Wi-Fi on this? I'm trying to find the Wi-Fi antenna. Where is the Wi-Fi antenna on this? Where is the Wi-Fi antenna on this? I have a Wi-Fi antenna, but I don't know where I connect it to. On the bottom? I've got new glasses, but I'm still blind. Oh, there it is. In the middle of the board. Produce more value for the shareholders. They're not publicly traded. I don't think Bambu's publicly traded. Like, I know they're funded by IDG Capital. Go on Twitter and read Prusa, Joe Prusa's little blog post he posted today. So I know they're part of IDG Capital, or at least under that umbrella, but I don't know if they're publicly traded. I don't think Bambu is publicly traded. I hope not. I'm not a fan of any publicly traded company. The moment you become publicly traded, you become, you're responsible to your shareholders, not your consumers. I don't like that. And I hate these antenna connections. I always afraid I'm going to break them. Ah. Okay, it's connected. Good. Okay. I don't know. I keep hearing that the Chinese economy isn't doing that good right now anyways. I don't know. I honestly really don't care. It doesn't affect me at the end of the day. There we go. Okay. So we got the Raspberry. Look at that big chunky heatsink. That is how you do a heatsink. This form factor Raspberry Pi. Do this with the 24-volt hookup and the built-in M.2 on the Pi 6, and my wallet is yours. No, it's not rat rig. It's VATS mode. Have I broken them? Yes. I've broken 2 on my quads. One I broke in a crash and one I broke trying to put the antenna on. I was able to fix one of them with solder though. I just direct soldered the antenna and it worked. And then I crashed it again and blew up the board. So it didn't matter that I fixed it because I had to replace it all anyways. Yeah, turtle mode when one of the props is wrapped in twine, not a good idea. Okay, and then we got to put this stuff on. Yeah, don't do turtle mode when you crash in webbing, essentially. It don't go good. Don't go good. VC is gonna be looking. know what I use as a judgment to see how demanding VC is? You want to know what I figured is a pretty good way of finding out if a company needs money to pay off VC funding? Kickstarter. If a company is doing Kickstarter and they're a commercial company that already sells printers and whatnot, but their new model has a Kickstarter ongoing, they're doing the Kickstarter so they can get their money back early. Instead of waiting for revenue from sales, they're getting their sales revenue early, which usually allows them to pay back their investor on a timetable that saves them from penalties. So it saves on interest and whatnot. So instead of, you know, selling the printer, getting your money 6 months from now, you do a Kickstarter now. You already have the money. The printers are already being manufactured. You're doing the Kickstarter so you can get your money earlier. And it does make efficiency. There are efficiencies to that because you know how many printers you need to buy. You could judge market demand and whatnot. But essentially, you're selling your printers now so that you can pay off your loan earlier and save a lot of interest and penalties and whatnot. That's why you see a lot of big companies doing Kickstarters. That's why you see companies doing Kickstarters. It's simply so they can get their money back sooner than waiting for production to fully scale up and everything. It's like Bambu. Bambu was doing a Kickstarter when they had the whole production line already built. They like, I'm not faulting them for it. I'm not saying it was a bad thing. They just did it probably for that reason. That's what it looks like they did that for. Okay. So you go there, you go there, you go there. Let me get my double-sided tape. Tape on the right side this time. Leather-bound book, leather belt. That makes 4 cents. It's one of those things, the moment you sit down and think about it, you're like, oh, Jurassic Parchment. Yeah, Jurassic Parchment. I didn't get a shower yet today. I was going to get one this morning, but I ended up working on stuff, so now I got to get one after the stream. It's not always the case, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do it. I just say that's one of the reasons you see companies that are established companies doing a Kickstarter. It's simply so they can get, it's like, it's pre-ordering. It's essentially pre-ordering. It's like when you pre-order a video game. Why would you, if a video game is available for download on the day it's released, and you could download it at midnight, why would you pre-order? Why would you pre-order a game months in advance before any reviews come out, before the final build of the game is done? Why would you pre-order in advance? You don't save any money. It's not like an early access game where if you get in earlier, you save on the game. Like, I legit can't remember the last time I pre-ordered a game. Skins. Yeah, it's like, here's a bunch of skins and weaponry that you'll replace 1 hour into your playthrough. Thank you for buying our game 3 months out before you realized all the reviews say it sucks. Also, the whole, you get to play the game 3 days early on a single player game if you pre-order it. Nah, dog, nah. Like, I'm really hoping EA crashes and burns, I'll be honest. Okay, I gotta trim this. This is too long. 1 second. Are these ones? I gotta trim these ones? No. Working for EA used to be your dream job. I mean, EA still puts out the odd good game. Don't get me wrong. Honestly, you know what it is? Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate has ruined so many games for me. Damn you, Larian. Valve fanboy. When was the last time Valve made a game? I mean, don't get me wrong, simp for Valve because Steam is pretty good and Steam Deck's pretty good, and you know, hopefully Steam OS takes on Microsoft soon. That'd be really cool. But I mean, Half-Life Alyx was the last Valve-made game I actually played. Well, yeah, Half-Life Alyx is good. Like, you can't deny Half-Life Alyx is good. Okay, I'm gonna have to shorten this one too. So we will cut 3 off each end here. Where did I put this cutters? WoW was fun. WoW was fun. I played classic. I played vanilla back in the day. I played vanilla. Hopefully I left enough room there for the power supply. I don't think I did. Shoot. Okay, that'll work. I played WoW back in the early day, like vanilla days. I played until Kata release. Or not Kata, Burning. I played original WoW from like early 05 to like early 06. I played like a year of it or so at the time. And then I moved on to different games. I moved on to like EVE Online and PlanetSide. I had the misfortune of when I got into WoW, I started playing on a small server. So when the server died, I kind of just stopped playing, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I tried coming back a few times. When Classic came out, I played up until I did like all the Molten Core raids and Onyxia and Blackwing Lair, and then I stopped playing because I was literally spending every waking moment playing WoW, and the little guy was getting too old for that. I had to, you know, do family stuff. So I stopped. And now it's just too much drama and shit. Like, I was actually tempted to give hardcore a try, but I do not have the patience or the tolerance for that. Like hardcore modes don't really excite me too much in games. Like survival games, I kind of understand. Like if it's a survival game, like DayZ or whatever, yeah, okay, I understand it that way. But like World of Warcraft was never designed to be a hardcore game. There's really, it's just a personal challenge, and I think it detracts from the style of the game. And now with all the drama and shit around it, I'm like, yeah, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I value my sanity. Okay, I think we're gonna call it there. We've got all that in. That's printing. Is that printing? Hopefully it didn't fail. Nope, it's still going good. So we'll get back to wiring next week. Tomorrow's stream, we're going to do a bunch of grab bag stuff, namely cosplay stuff. I got a bunch of work to do on the suit. Sanding, priming, painting, bondoing, and a few other things. So we're gonna be doing that tomorrow. And also if stuff shows up, there's some other stuff. Also, I'm hoping package shows up for this. I'm gonna check right now to see if it actually showed up, because there's a chance it might have. You behaving, Calvin? Got a package outside and a package outside. So, we might be looking into that too. The stuff from Luke's lab for the takeoff tool head, the tube, the Jupiter board, that's all going in here too. So that will be that. Okay, before we close out the stream though, we have to take care of something. What do we end the streams with? What do we end every stream with? That's right. Everyone donates 10 gifted subs. No, we have the giveaway, the Polymaker filament giveaway. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance. I will give you like 2 minutes to enter if you haven't entered yet. Because it's 1:27. You got 3 minutes to enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. Link in the video description. Go enter. Do this now. Yeah. That's my Arnold impression. Yeah. You tell I don't do good impressions. I can barely speak English. Okay. Okay. Trying to make sure I have everything here. I don't want to accidentally lose a part or something. Also, on the helmet, I did a bit more weathering. You know, the video on this is already done. I don't know if you could tell. I weathered it with a bit of brown. So because the previous wash was just black and I gave it a tarnished look. So I went through with a bit of brown to make it look. I figured out the look I want for the suit. I'm going for Mosin. I'm going for a Mosin look. Put away wet, soaked in Cosmoline, and left for 100 years. That's the look I'm going for the all the Fallout stuff. So that's why I have I was going for like a dried up Cosmoline kind of look. Like it's been sitting in, you know, put away wet and left for 100 years in a safe kind of look. That's the look we're going for on this guy. So pew 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 pew. I'm so happy I made the trigger work on this. The original file for this doesn't have a working trigger. The trigger is inert and there's a switch on the back. You're supposed to turn this knob that turns like a knob that turns the light on. And I modded the files and added a micro switch and added a spring. So now the trigger works. Now I need to figure out how to make a working ripper with like an RC car motor in it. But that'll be a future project. Along with the stripped down printer I have over there that I'm turning into a hot rod. When the next season of Fallout comes out, I don't know. What sucks is I thought they were going to start filming it, or apparently they were going to start filming it like a week or two ago, and they had to like pause it all because of the fires in LA. So yeah. Who's adding me? Who's adding me? Oh, it's Friday. Okay, well, let's do this giveaway. So if you didn't enter, you will have another chance on tomorrow night's stream. So let's grab all these names here. Create. And add names. Use a gear. No, I don't want to use a geared DC motor because the Ripper is gasoline powered. The Ripper has a gas motor in it. The Ripper isn't electric. So if I was going to make a real Ripper, it would have to have, I would want to use chainsaw chain, and I'd have to use like a little nitro motor or something in it, an RC plane motor. Yeah. Why would you do it electric? It's Fallout. Remember, Fallout, the Fallout universe is very analog. There is no microchips in the Fallout universe. There is no advanced electronics. Everything is like vacuum tube based and nuclear. It's like a fantasy, it's like cartoon comic book logic with nuclear based on the future of the 50s. What we thought the future would be in the 50s with comic book logic. That is the Fallout universe. Marbles. Retro future. Pretty much. It's not our future, it's what we thought the future would be in the 50s in the future. Okay, we'll go with Marble Adventure for this one. So names, clear, open, names, 298. Marble Adventure, bots, 298. Bots, play. So how this works, if I pick your name and you win, or correction, if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your name and you win, you also get a free hat. So congratulations to whoever this person is. Who's that? I can't see. Who is that? James. Did I pick your name before? You sound familiar. James Moorhead. Good luck. If you win, you get a free hat along with your spool of filament. If anyone else wins, you just get a free spool of filament. And then don't forget, oh my God, just stay on the track, folks. Exclamation mark zoom zoom makes you go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. And yeah, if you like the smash button, ring the bell, and you're subscribed to the channel, it greases your ball up to go even faster. Why is everyone falling? Oh geez, why do I got so many emails? What's going on here? What's going on here? Why do I have so many freaking notifications? Okay. Yao. How do you pronounce that? Yao? Jiao? Jiao? How do you pronounce that? Either way, you're in the lead. It's your game to lose. You got to get some momentum going there, buddy. Come on. I'm going to push you along. Everyone blow on the ball. Make it go faster. Come on. Come on. It's yours to lose. Everyone else seems to be losing. Oh, there's trapdoors. Oh, is there a trapdoor here? No. By the way, did anyone else watch the Starship launch yesterday? Oh, Acrid. Acrid took the lead. I am so disappointed the Starship blew up. Like, the booster did amazing, but the ship kind of went kaput. Which I don't think they really wanted to happen, especially that early in the flight. Although I will say the re-entry of all the wreckage was beautiful. Oh, it's one of these ones. Oh God, it's one of these ones. Oh God, it's one of these ones. Nope. Oh, Legion Krona Stark made it. Legion Krona Stark. Congratulations, Legion. Wow. Yeah, we're going to call it there because I'm not waiting for this. Legion Krona Stark. Congratulations. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. You'll get an email from me after the stream ends. So let me just pull you up here. Legion Krona Stark. There you go. Good choice. Good choice, by the way, for the answer. I love how people don't understand the question, like WTF. A lot of people didn't answer. You have to answer the question, by the way. You do have to answer the question. I put a question there. If you don't know why I put a random question every stream, 2 reasons. 1, it does help weed out bots, because bots usually don't answer it. And 2, it allows me to confirm who you are if I get an email a week from now from somebody going, hey, I think I gave you the wrong email and I won. How come I didn't get, can you send it to me? And I'll be like, cool, what did you put for the answer? And that allows me to kind of ensure that you are you. It's basically a verification if I need it. That's why I put random questions with multiple choices that you have to type an answer to, because, you know, some people put, you know, tank, but they put tank all capitals, or they didn't capitalize. Like, it allows me to just verify. That coming good. So yeah, so we're gonna call it there. We will continue with this next week, either Tuesday or Friday. Tomorrow night's stream is gonna be a print and chill and whatnot stream. If you don't understand the question, just put something. Here's the trick. You don't have to answer the question. You just got to put something. You can put like, I have no idea what the question is. Because then what happens is a week from now, if I send you the email and I fat finger the email and I send it to the wrong email address and you contact me and I go, hey, okay, what did you answer? And you go, hey, I didn't know what the answer was. So I put, I don't know. That's the answer. It's there just so I can, it's just a way for me to verify you are the person who filled out the form. That's all it is. So to make it easy, next week I'm going to make you put your social security number, because that way everyone has their own social security number. So that way we don't need to play guessing games. So everyone next week on the form, just put your social security number, and for the Canadians, social identification number, and for the Europeans, just put your checking account number. We'll just do it simple. So we're gonna call it there. Tomorrow's stream is gonna be a little grab bag stream. We'll continue with this next week. We'll get more on the wiring and whatnot. Yay, fun times. Wiring shouldn't take too long on this, actually. I know today's stream we had a lot of yapping with the bamboo stuff. I'll be honest, I had half a mind to switch my schedule around and do what I planned to do tomorrow today, because I knew I would have a lot of questions about the bamboo stuff and I would go down a tangent. I knew it was going to happen. Is what it is. Is what it is. It's not the dumbest thing I've seen require social security. True. So yeah, we're calling it there. If you haven't seen the video, there is a new video on the channel. Go watch it. And we're gonna end it there because I'm hungry. I need to get some food. I haven't eaten anything today yet. I need some yummy in my tummy. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe. Oh wait, before I forgot. Thank you to Paula Maker for the spool of filament we give away this stream and every stream. Links for all of them and more in the video description. Shout out to GLOOP for providing the kit that we are using for this build series. If you need to get some 3D printing adhesives, it comes in various flavors, ABS, PETG, PLA. Don't drink it, because if you do need to drink something, buy some gamer subs, use code Canuck. Segue to our sponsor, LTT Store. No, LTT. I'm doing all the segues today. But for those that donate to the channel, gift the membership to others, and became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. I'm Taylor, the Canuck creator, and goodbye. Enjoy your weekend. Wash your hands.